Now, the reason that it feels bad that Licona did that was because it feels like a classical appeal to authority fallacy. Here's the difference, though. Here's what the appeal to authority fallacy is. It's when a conclusion is considered true solely because an authority figure or an expert supports it, even if that authority is not qualified on the subject, is biased, or has no relevant expertise. The difference between what Licona did and the actual appeal to authority fallacy is that Licona backs up all of his authority. He is an expert in the field. He has written extensively on this matter. He's laid out his argument. So when he says you don't have the credentials in the field, you don't have you haven't put in the work, you are not in the field, you don't even know what you're talking about. It on the one hand, yes, he's appealing to his own authority and expertise, but he's also appealing to his scholarship. He's appealing to all the things that he's written on the subject matter, and that this guy is coming at him as an authority with no expertise, with no anything that he's written on the matter that has anything to do with the scholarship. And so John West writes a book basically demonizing biblical scholars who don't agree with his stance on inerrancy. And Licona is basically calling him out for it, going, you don't have the credentials to do that, to say that. Sure, you can say whatever you want, but I want to make clear in the argument, and this is why I kind of understand why Licona did it. He wanted to make clear in the argument who has actually put in the work, who's done the academic rigor to be able to say and stand on an authority and say, I have the actual credentials backing my name to be able to say the statements that I do, and I've put in the work. West doesn't. West does not have those credentials. He has political, cultural credentials that he can kind of see what's going on philosophically or what's going on in the political realm or in the cultural realm, but he has no credentials in text work. He has no credentials in biblical studies that would give him any level of authority to be able to say what he's saying. He's just falling back on the Chicago Statement of Inerrancy and saying, look what happens culturally if you walk away from this. And I would argue, just from my own personal standpoint, that I think that arguing that point of the Statement of Inerrancy and people holding to that and having years of training under that is the reason why people, when encountered with what's really going on in these texts, that's why people have crisis of faith. That's why they walk away, because fundamentalism really wreaks havoc on people and creates a large amount of cognitive dissonance.